It is common for young animals to acquire behaviors from their mothers. However, in instances where they are separated from their mothers, unexpected developments may arise. An example is a homeless puppy raised by cats, which led to surprising outcomes. Puppies and kittens are often viewed as cute and endearing creatures that evoke love and affection in people. Regrettably, not all individuals share this sentiment, resulting in numerous helpless animals being abandoned to fend for themselves on the streets. This story revolves around a little puppy who underwent a heart-wrenching experience. In the summer of 2021, a young German Shepherd, now known as Osito, and his litter were left to fend for themselves on the streets of Sacramento, U.S. The circumstances that led to the litter of puppies becoming strays remain unknown. It's possible that a heartless individual had abandoned them, or perhaps their mother was a stray, and they were born into this way of life. Regardless of the cause, the tiny pups were forced to survive on their own. The whereabouts of the mother dog and why she was not taking care of her offspring remained a mystery to everyone. One can only hope that the mother dog is safe and well. Unfortunately, being just a few days old and without a mother to provide nourishment, these puppies would not have survived for very long. They were at risk of perishing due to starvation and dehydration, or falling prey to opportunistic predators like rats or birds of prey. Luckily, the box of puppies was found by a good Samaritan. Unfortunately, though it had been too late for the majority of the litter in all, but one had lost their lives. The surviving puppy was then taken to the Front Street Animal Shelter in the city of Sacramento. This facility was thankfully a no-kill shelter, meaning that all the animals taken there have as long as they need in order to get adopted, without the fear of being humanely euthanized. It was here that Haley, one of the shelter's volunteers, found Osito and decided to foster him. Being only days old, he was nowhere near being ready to be put up for adoption yet, as he had a lot of growing to do. He was so young that he hadn't even opened his eyes yet. Haley had looked after lots of young fosters before, so she knew exactly what she needed to do to make sure that this little Osito survived. She had to keep an eye on him 24/7 as he needed round-the-clock feedings for the first few weeks, so that he could get enough energy to start growing. The kind-hearted foster fed little Osito on a diet of milk to begin with, full of the same nutrients that the puppy would have gotten from his mother. She gave it to him by a baby bottle so that he would be able to drink it easier. As he got bigger, she slowly started to wean the pup off of the milk and onto more solid foods. She also began to teach him how to go to the bathroom outside and basic commands that all dogs should know, such as sit and come here. Being an animal lover, Haley had a number of other pets in her home that she had adopted from the shelter. These included a couple of other dogs and a few cats. She loved all of her animals dearly, and most likely would have kept Osito as well, but she decided that she simply didn't have the room or means to keep him. As the weeks went by, little Osito started to grow, and it soon became clear who his favorites of Haley's animals were. Instead of going to play with the other dogs, Osito preferred to hang around the aloof felines. He got to really grow up next to them. Haley said in the video that she posted to YouTube showing the puppy's progress, so as he grew, he just became more and more friendly with them. It wasn't long before the pup had created a strong bond with his feline counterparts. He would still play with the other dogs. However, his preferred activity was hanging with the cool cats, but then something happened that Haley wasn't quite expecting. Being as young as he was, the German Shepherd puppy was still learning new things and trying to discover what it meant to be a dog, or in this case, a cat. Being around the felines at such an impressionable age meant that he started to pick up on the way that they would. Before long, Osito was kneading the carpet before he settled down, much like a cat would do. He would also play with the cat's toys and scratching posts and mimic their bouncy attitude when they wanted to play. I first started noticing when he would knee on the blanket, said Haley. That was the first thing that I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. When Haley first noticed what the little pup was doing, she couldn't quite believe what she was seeing. Never before had she seen a dog trying to act like a cat, and it was one of the most adorable things that she had ever witnessed. One of Osito's favorite things to do was to cuddle up in the various cat beds that were around the house and snuggle up to his feline friends. What shocked Haley the most about these interactions, though, was the fact that her cats let the little puppy stay with them. If they don't like a dog, they'll usually hiss and swat at them, Haley said, but they didn't do that with him. They totally let him play with them and hang out with them. It was a rare sight for the foster mom to see, but every time she found the two different animals playing or cuddling together, she couldn't help but fall in love with them even more. Eventually, the time came for Otis to be put up for adoption. He was old enough now that he could eat solid foods, and he no longer needed around-the-clock care. In total, he had spent roughly 3 months with Haley and her pets, and she would be sad to see him go, but she simply didn't have the room to keep him. From the time that Osito spent at Haley's home, though, an unexpected but pleasant bonus came about from Osito's love of her cats. Because of how relaxed he was around them, the pup was able to be adopted into a home that might already have felines living in it. This opened up a lot more potential homes to Osito that might otherwise have been closed off to him. However, it turned out that he didn't need to worry before Haley was able to advertise Osito online. A person who had previously adopted from Haley and knew about the little dog reached out to her to ask if they could adopt Osito as well. The foster mom was more than happy to accept the offer, as she knew that the family he would be going to was a good one, and whilst Haley would miss the eccentric little pup, she was overjoyed that he had found his new family. The kind of perfect ending to it is that he went to a home with some of my previous foster kittens, said Haley. So, he's actually now living with 2 cats of his own. Much to Osito's joy, I can imagine, thanks to people like Haley, animals that might otherwise have died on the streets or have been left to fend for themselves. Thanks to the tireless efforts of these organizations, innocent creatures such as dogs, cats, horses, and farm animals are given a second chance at life. They are rescued and placed in loving homes where they can live out the rest of their days in happiness and security. These shelters are always grateful for assistance in the form of volunteers or foster parents, as many of the animals may require extra care and attention before they are prepared for adoption. If you are unable to become a foster for any reason but still want to assist, animal shelters are happy to receive donations in the form of money, toys, food, or any other supplies their animals require. To learn more about how you can help, get in touch with your local animal shelter. Who knows, you might even find your next furry family member waiting for you there. We've witnessed some heartwarming friendships between dogs and other animals that I'm confident you'll find delightful. One dog, who was grieving the loss of his mother, found comfort in the companionship of a cow, and their bond is truly heart-melting. Another example is a black Labrador who successfully befriended some pigs. And then there's the extraordinary friendship between a dog and his best friend, a horse. It's simply too adorable. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Thank you for your support.